How's it going, ladies and Bruce's on Bob with Sixkilla, and welcome back to Meteor World Actor, Badge and Dagger. We're not having much success getting Alex and Sasuke to work together, and you know, murder's happening and all that, interrupting everything. Typical, right? Anyway, let's carry on, shall we? Stepping out on my own, I decided to go drop by the alley from yesterday morning. The Ripper murder is on my mind too, but it's on everyone's. If the damage done is what you seem like, it looked like the elf girl was gonna vom, so yeah, I'd be talking about it. I don't want to end up like that on the way home from the pub. The shady transport job is bugging me more. I'd forgotten about that. Alright, I'll be waiting. I hang up the call and I put in on my way out. Detective Hiryu. Yeah? Fuyumi catches up just after I clear the station. What's up? You're alone. Where you're intending to go? You know, out. You intend to look into that job in more detail. Guess I'm an open book today. I mean, she's a detective. That kind of easy money's hard to pass up. Figured it couldn't hurt to do some more digging. Kindly don't do anything unnecessary. Your involvement can complicate even a simple case. What, am I jinxed or something now? People think that they can say whatever they want to me. Maybe I've been too nice to them lately. Demonstrably, you are a jinx, yes. So sorry to mess up your case then. I'm gonna chase it my own way. You wanna try and stop me? And get me that'd get me fired up. Would it? Do as you please in that case. I'll simply get to the bottom of things before you render them unrecognizable. You got spirit, huh? Ikuta's little helper. She's off the leash. This case must mean a lot to her. Sadly, cases that mean a lot are the hardest kind there is. Off the leash, in too deep, people make bad decisions. Oh, did you bring a date, Detective Ruka Hiryu? You're here early, ain't you? You know we're meeting on my turf, don't you? I'm leaving, excuse me. And here I thought you two were investigating that shady underground job together. I guess I had that wrong. What do you know? Hey, back up with this one, No Name. It's a matter of so much interest to me, though. It seems almost like you were working with a partner other than Detective Claris. Careful where you poke there, pal. I'm always careful. Maybe so. It's hard to tell. It's almost impossible to tell when he does his thing. We call him No Name, this man we're speaking to. He has an extremely unusual keeper power. It's easiest to think of it as seeing the future. It has limits, but use it right, it's the strongest there is. Tell me what you know. Hey, go easy on this guy. He's one of my sources. If you won't cooperate, I have some ideas. I know your face, and I'll be looking into you. Why is she being like this? No Name looks lost as to how to respond. If you want his help, just ask for it. I can loop you in, but there's one condition. And what would that be? Keep this guy off the record. Hold on a second. I think this over again from No Name's perspective. Why is he showing his face like this at all? He's too cautious to move without checks and assurances. You're burning power here, ain't you? What are you talking about? Like I wouldn't notice. How many times now? 2 or 3 already? Ah, you caught me. What on earth are you talking about? What a dangerous fellow I am. Miss Fuyumi. I don't seem to recall introducing myself. The power to see things that are about to happen? And it's somewhat difficult to believe. Yep, sure is, but that's what he does. The ability to see the future sounds incredible, but all he can see is the future I'll experience. It's not like one power that can change the whole world. Still, it's an astounding capability. Yeah, it is. His power would be perfect if he were a cop. Give him just 5 minutes in an interrogation room. He could push people over the edge, then undo it all. Everything the subject knows cracked wide open in mere seconds of real time. Do I have something on my face? No, you're good. He's not good. Not that way. That's not what he wants. And we can thank our lucky stars for that. Give him authority, and he'd be even more dangerous. It's the nature of the way his power operates. I want you to get something out of an intel broker. Why would that be my job? Just go ask this broker yourself. Intel like this can get expensive. Oh, I understand now. What's your understanding? Do you have money? I'm sorry? Money, dough, cash. Do you have some? I'm asking. Yes, well, I do have my wallet. Perfect, you passed. Let's get going. Please enlighten me regarding the situation. Keep your eyes open. You'll see. Here we are. And there's the intel broker. Hello, Ruka. It's been some time. Yeah, because I've been avoiding the hell out of you. How could you? I'm the best informed man in the country. I know you got the most outrageous prices. Information is money. The precious morsels I sell can bring great dividends. What an unsavory individual. I can see how you can form that impression, but my information, I assure you, it's first rate. You are a first division detective for Yumi, I believe. You know everything, don't you? It's my job. You know about a certain shady nighttime gig? A suspicious form of underground employment, the one that conducts interviews from an alley. You appear to have heard of it. It is, as I say, my job. I'm afraid I can't offer such information cheaply. How much are we talking here? For the full story, I couldn't see anything cheaper than 10 grand. 10? Sounds good, we'll pay. Don't make me laugh, Ruka. You don't have that kind of money. So you spat out a number you knew I couldn't afford? I suppose I did. Oh, don't you worry, I'm not paying. She is. You want me to pay? Oh? I don't think this is funny. If you can pay, the transaction will only take 10 seconds. The intel broker smiles, producing a device. That'll be a reader to take payment via card. Not cash only, huh? So convenient. Cashless payments are all the rage these days. It's quick anyway. Your card? What? Why should I have to use my card for this? I don't have money. At least you're upfront about it. If you don't have money, don't try to purchase information. Thanks for your card. Hey, how'd you get that off me? Now, there's nothing to worry about. You leave everything to me, Miss Fuyumi. Leave it to you, but my money. I passed the intel broker the card. Should I really run this? 10 grand as stated? You betcha. Alright, don't mind if I do. The broker slips the card in and starts it processing. Fuyumi, what's your PIN? She taps it in with a defeated air. Immediately the payment goes through. 10 grand flowing smoothly through the digital pipes. Holy cow, you got some savings. This is only normal for a working adult. Anyway, it's information time. Right, yes, the information. The shady job you're pursuing. One makes a simple delivery and receives 500 in cash. That's what it entails? You got it. That is for appearances. Their true interests lie elsewhere. Elsewhere? Where specifically? We might call it Project Chimera. Chimera? What's happening? And why? Alright. Leave it to you, but my money. I pass the intel broker the card. Should I really run this? 10 grand as stated? You betcha. Alright, don't mind if I do. The broker slips the card in and starts it processing. Fuyumi, what's your PIN? Fuyumi extends her hand. No Name grabs her arm in time to stop her. Let's not purchase this information after all. Why? Well, it's Miss Fuyumi's money. Maybe you should think about it a little more. He flashes me a wink, that's his real reply. Oh, okay. You got a point. What? Are you stopping? Fine, I don't mind either way. Glad we agree, let's cancel it. I pull the card back out from the device. Whew. I'll be seeing you. Yes, I'll be waiting. We got the information. Personally, I'm relieved, but why do we make contact with our broker at all? I wonder, but this guy knows. That's the idea. What? I used my power before the transaction to see the future afterward. What? So in effect, you saw the future where we bought the information. That's right. Information is money and I got every word. That's a very dangerous power. I completely agree. So what's the dip? What I heard was shocking, not to mention dangerous. It sounds like the shady job isn't the half of it. Project Chimera. A plan to hybridize people with powers. Could something like that really be happening? Apparently, they only target the ones they identify as keepers. It's starting to come together. Those two who mugged me after I got paid, they were feeling me out for powers. If I'd shown them any, they wouldn't have been done with me. Mixing powers together? Wonder if it's even possible. I couldn't say. It's good intel anyway. We're not going to be able to turn a blind eye to this thing. No, it's worse than I imagined. Ordinarily, I thought I ought to secure Superintendent Ikuta's approval, but at this stage we lack any evidence. The intel broker's testimony doesn't count, especially not when he never even gave it to us. He pried it out of the possible future through no-name. It's unverifiable in and of itself. We're gonna have to see this for ourselves. What about me? I'll get in touch if we need you again. Sticking a backup is what you're best at. Aye aye. I'm taking a cut of the reward, alright? I know. That's fair. With no name gone, it's just us detectives. I'll be returning to the station. What are you planning on doing back there? You want to try to stick the first on this chimera thing? I don't. Come take a walk with me. Do we have anywhere further to go? There's one other place that we might get more intel. Hello there, what can I do for you today? It's about that shady job yesterday. Then why don't you take a seat? Coffee, Detective Fuyumi? Yes, please. May I assume that the reason you brought her here is because you two are investigating the case together? She was already working it herself, it turns out. So we're collaborating. I see. Then I can't share information. What would you like to ask? Your employee committed suicide. That was on the same day they did the job? Yes, although it isn't as if I saw it myself. I want to know about the state of the body. Why is that? I want to make sure it really was a suicide. But we've already taken care of the body. Taken care of it? Did you contact the police? Under the circumstances, we did it ourselves. You disposed of a suicide independently? That is completely unacceptable. Slow down, will you? As I said, there were complicated circumstances. Not one of the people with whom you associate is an honest citizen, eh, Detective Ruka? You got me dead to rights there. Anyway, let's see the autopsy file. I don't want to get him back to the MPA, okay? You got it. I just want to know what's going on, that's all. Then please stay sitting there for a little. Strikos makes sure our butts are firmly planted on the couch. But he gets back with the documents before his secretary finishes making coffee. Coffee. You can look. You can't take any records out of here. He makes certain we're clear, then coughs up the papers. The one you dispatched was a keeper. Quite a capable keeper at that. A standard precaution for a dangerous job. So why didn't he turn the body into the police? Let me preempt your questions. This man was nationless. Nationless? He was forced to flee his home country. If it were exposed that we had hired him, we would face a lot of undesirable trouble. So you got rid of the body under the table. Correct. Cause of death, carbon monoxide poisoning. Due to inhaling the gas after sealing the room. How'd the body end up getting charred? Something seems to have ignited the leaking gas. And covered up an explosion as well. That's what he kills the Tuesday. His hideout was underground, you see. It wasn't terribly difficult to cover up. Any other wounds? You can see how bad the burns were in the picture. The damage was serious. We don't have more detail. Because we took care of it before it reached official notice. Dirty deeds done Strikos style. He asked it of me while he was still alive. His preference was never to be identified by the police. What you did was a serious crime. So, did you catch any hint of a lead from that? Don't you think it was pretty suspicious for a suicide? The thought had crossed my mind. I knew this individual well, and he had never seemed the type to end it all so readily. It's possible that he was killed somehow. You should have told me that yesterday. Had it been a murder, could you have agreed like you did? I just seasoned my explanation a little more mildly to make it suit your palate better. Mild, yeah, right. He's walking a hell of a fine line. Or honestly, he's way over it. If Fuyumi weren't so busy drooling over his information, she'd probably be locking him up right now. Which he's well aware of, I figure, but... Supposing that my man really was murdered. This case could turn out to be unexpectedly troublesome. You got that right. I closed the file and handed it back to Strikos. Don't worry, I never saw what's in there. You didn't either, right, Fuyumi? I'm not satisfied with this resolution. What case are you trying to work right now? You're not trying to crack the case of where Strikos put the body. You're working on the shady delivery gig. I am, yes, but... Then we're going. Good luck out there. We leave without mentioning the word chimera. put the corpse thing aside. What do you think? About the suicide of the man who took the job before us? It may have been a murder, just as we suspected. Yeah, it might have. If it was, then why'd they do it? And why haven't they tried to do it to us? I don't know. With what we know right now, we can't even speculate. There goes my easy payday, huh? Perhaps you'd like to stop sticking your nose in. It's my line. You should back off this case. It'd be dicey for you without backup from the first. I'm not backing off. Figured she'd say that, yeah. She actually looks even more stubborn now. She's not going to let this go until it's solved. As for me, looks like it's going to take a while. I'd be pulling out if I thought that I could get away with it. I don't want to spend time or power on a case that has nothing to do with the cult. Now I'll be returning to the station. I expect you have work to be doing as well. You know me, busy. I see Fuyumi off and then let out a sigh. A sigh? First up, I want to see what she does next. But before that, I want to grab a bite to eat. I stopped by my favourite cafe on the way. Oh my god. We spend so much time in this cafe. We might as well get a job here. I come up on Love and Peace at a stroll. It's looking busier than usual and more lively. The customers look to be MPA types. They're not officers, I know, and they look young. Rookies. They're the fresh ones or last year's batch. I guess it's that time of day, huh? I'm usually in here early in the morning. I don't know when I last saw the place at dinner time. Ryoko is busy chatting and hasn't noticed me. You call that customer service? Jeez. I guess I can wait until she frees up. I plop down in the seat by the window. No way. It just doesn't exist, man. There's never any shortage of rumors about it, is there? Rumors don't mean much. Sounds like their talk isn't very substantive. We're cops. We can't be shaken over ghost stories. But still, the more I look into it, the more I feel like it might really exist. I wonder what they're getting so worked up over. Finally, the missing keyword comes up. The Shining Union is a myth, I'm telling you. So that's what they've been talking about. That's a rumor, alright, and a myth, and a ghost. Most rookies go through a phase of looking into it. But the Shining Union is an urban legend. You don't think it exists, do you, Ryoko? I guess I don't believe in it, no. But I like listening to the rumors. Right? I know. It's fine the way that they're having a good time, but I'd really like some service over here. I clear my throat to point out that I exist. Ah, sorry, I gotta step away. The rookies keep chatting without looking my way. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, Ruka. It's all good. We don't come here at this time much. I felt like it today. A case? Nah, nothing like that. Give me something to eat, something meaty. Okay, hamburger sound about right? You think I'm a kid? Kids know what tastes good, don't you think? I give her the okay and Ryoko hits the kitchen. Her boss, the owner, is polishing cups behind the counter. The rookies, meanwhile, are still running their mouths about the Shining Union. I don't know too much to write that organisation off as something to joke about over dinner. The cult is all too real, the Union too ephemeral. They seem like opposites, but somehow they intersect. And Shining Sand was found where Schwald's body wasn't. Thinking about that is a waste of brain power. For now, I got Strikos and Fuyumi's case to focus on. Here you are. Thanks. A steaming plate full of hamburger steak arrives. You know, I've always wondered, you make this stuff, right? You've always watched me do it, haven't you? Well, I mean, I guess so. But seeing it up close, the output looks professional. It's her job. It's her profession. You've always been good at cooking, at least. At least. I think I take issue with that. You have no idea what I'm good at, do you? Now that you mention it, I guess not. I've known Ryoko for ages, but only in the shop. I'm not sure if I've ever seen her outside. Where do you live? What? I'm not telling you. She takes a step back warily. I'm not hitting on you. Even so, I heard it could be dangerous to tell you my address. From her. From Komachi. Nice. If I see that girl tomorrow, she's getting slapped. It's not far from here, but that's all I'm saying. Guess it'd have to be. Why else would you work in a dump like this? Shush! The owner will hear you. I cut into my meat and take a bite. It's not a dump either, it's nice. It's not bad for kid food. You're sort of an overgrown child yourself, Ruka. As pure and innocent as a little baby, right? I turn my pure, shining eyes up at Ryoko. She looks back. Black as the pit, not a hint of a gleam. Shut it. Everybody's eyes glitter the same, in the right light. I wouldn't be so sure about that. For some reason, she looks ready to argue. I think the more people lie, the more light bleeds out of their eyes. So adults' eyes are dull and clouded. That's bull. Have you ever seen a newborn baby? Can't say I have. Maybe you should take a look when you get a chance. Their eyes are perfectly bright and clear. It doesn't sound too scientific to me, but Ryoko seems convinced it's true. I doubt I'm going to get a chance anytime soon. I guess he probably won't. What do you say? Want to pop out a baby with me? Not for all the money in the world. And Ryoko slips away back behind the counter. Then it's chow time. I got a couple more nice comebacks all loaded up, but I'll settle for a tasty plate full of dinner. With the food gone, I'm sitting at a coffee when another guest passes by. My god, this motherfucker's got a brick for a face, doesn't he? Look at him. Jesus. Sylvester Stallone over here. The man is alone on his way to the counter. But on his way there, he hears the rookies jabbering about the Shining Union and he stops. He stares at them like he has something to say. So I start watching him, because that isn't normal. He's in his late 40s or 50s by my guess, and I'm wondering what he's thinking when... Hey, I got a question for you kids. The way those kids are dressed says they're cops. The man talks down to them regardless. He's older, it's true, but most would be more respectful. What would that be? The rookies feeling disrespected knit their brows. But they're in the hands of the law. They're the hands of the law, and their job is to protect. It isn't as if the man is shouting abuse, so they answer. The stranger stares into their eyes for a minute, but then only whispers. Nothing, never you mind. And he sits down at the counter after all. The rookies exchange a look. I can't blame him. The old guy ends up quietly drinking the coffee he ordered. None of my business, I guess. It's not as if he committed a crime. Thanks for dinner. Check, please. I paid about the same time as the stranger. And then I go outside, not worried about it. It's not like we've got anything to say to each other, so I keep my mouth shut and point my feet at the station. He follows behind me though, must be going the same way. Hey, you got a minute? I got nothing to say, but maybe he's got other ideas. I keep walking, don't answer, and he looks pissed. What you glaring at, huh? If you got a question, ask it and get it over with. He stares at me closely, looking for reactions. Old guy shouldn't get this close to anybody. You're a detective, ain't you? What if I am? You got eyes like a wild dog. Not like those doe-eyed rookies back there. What are you playing at? You think you're a cop connoisseur or something? A connoisseur? You're a funny guy. Chuckling, he gets even closer. Sure, that's a nice way of putting it. Not for me, it's not. I'm gonna have some questions for you later. Yeah? With that, he steps away, leaving my route. Who the hell was that? Whoever he was, I don't want to find out. Are you intimidated, Ruka? Oh. With my hunger dealt with, I go back to the division. Why does it always stink so bad in here? The bad smell of the 13th office hits me like always. My charming band of colleagues all look straight at me, and then they all point. What? Oh, nothing. Just pointing for fun. You smell terrible. Excuse me? Oh no, it's the unvarnished truth. You can't be telling me you're thinking that too. Well, it's a fact. It's best to be direct with people like him. Not that we can expect him to improve. There's no way. I took a bath just 3 days ago. 3 days? I wish I was surprised. For some reason, they're not impressed with my textbook good hygiene. Listen up, you little... I'm about to lay down a smackdown of a lecture when I hear a deep sigh come from behind me, and the chief returns. Oh, welcome back. Did it turn out to be some kind of problem? Was what about what now? The chief got called into a meeting by the higher-ups. I suppose it wasn't ideal exactly, no. Were they giving the 13th trouble again? Most likely, since it's all this division deserves. Hope you like trouble then, because you're one of us now. I am not like you. I'm only here temporarily. Temporarily. Get real. It's time you face facts. You're on Washout Island. Face facts? Me? Haha, don't be absurd. Wait, you're a detective. Surely facing facts is what you do. Ikuta will be calling me back any moment now. Alex runs a pompous but tragically stupid hand through his hair. He's trying to turn denial into an art form. Hiryu, could I borrow you for a moment? Of course, absolutely. Anything you need, Chief, you're my priority. Anything for the tiniest bonus, I believe you mean. Of course, obviously. Why the hell else would I suck up to this guy? I'm surprised you admitted in front of him, though. So, what is it? There's something I'd like to discuss with you. He mimes putting a cigarette in his mouth. I guess it's nothing he wants to talk about here. Do you remember anything about the Shining Union? The Shining Union? I've been reminded of them a lot lately. When you went to check on Schwald's body, I think they came up a little. Yes, it's right. Come to think of it, I did get a tip one time when the Chief went after the Shining Union himself when he was younger. That info came from Shigeru, one of my sources. The Union are only a rumor, so they're outside the scope of any regular investigation. They're a different kind of taboo from the cult. With the cult, investigations are off limits. With the Union, there's just no case at all. The MPA's policy comes out the same. Don't touch. Recently, there's been some disagreement with the higher-ups' policy on that point. Well, to be more precise, there's someone who disagreed with it for a long time. Wouldn't be you, would it, Chief? What? Oh no, I don't rock the boat, but I hear you were digging into the Union at one point. Seems like a good chance to bring that up. Where'd you hear that? I'm a cop too, you know, I got my sources. I see. In that case, I can see why you might think it was me. But you'd be incorrect. I'm a member of the 13th now, after all. I don't have the energy to chase urban legends. And that means there's someone else who's still looking? That's right. Do you know a detective by the name of Kadoma? Kadoma? I think back and no, I don't know that name. I suppose you wouldn't. He was reassigned to a very provincial office. And this detective Kadoma is still after the Union? He has been for decades now. It's a lot of time to waste chasing nonsense. And a good way to get yourself a lousy reassignment. In a way, it's worse than my thing with the cult. At least the cult exists, can't say that for the Union. Speaking with him might be informative. Interesting. Although I'm not certain whether he's still on the force. Do you think you could look into that for me? I'd like to go talk to him once we know for sure. I understand that I was the one who brought this up, but I can't recommend it. He was always very eccentric, you see. Such people can get even stranger with the years. Who do you think you're talking to? We're the 13th. We're the loony bin of the MPA, aren't we? It's kind of an at-home provincial reassignment. I suppose we are. In that case, I'll make some quiet inquiries. Thanks. That'd be great. Best case scenario, the Shining Union is a mirage after all. What are the odds? I'm going. Good night. And so am I. Good night. Oh, Hiryu, are you still working? Yeah, there's something I want to check on. It's an unusual sight, you working late. Most days I wrap up all my work before I have to. It's good to see you so invested in your tasks. Work hard, but not too hard, okay? Yep. The Chief clocks out, leaving me alone in the 13th. I have a little digging to do on the alley gig. It's on the computer, not my strongest suit. I wanted to get started on it hours ago, but it's not the case I want to get caught working. No, you don't. Where's Clarice? We haven't hung out with Clarice in ages. In the morning, I opened my eyes on the 13th sofa. Last night I went overboard checking out that shady back alley job for Yumi and Strickos are hung up about. Can't say I came out with any new leads, but I did get a nice case of sleep deprivation. My apartment's a dump, but it's mine. You always get better sleep in your own bed. Nagade came in at some point. She said her computer tapping away. Could have said something. Why should I? Why? Oh, what the hell. I pull myself upright and go over to her. What is it? It almost sounds like she's not happy I'm awake. Come on, newbie, show some respect for the veteran. Wow, some respect. She sighs like she wishes I'd sleep with the fishes. Nice rhyme again. Would have liked to wake up to a cheerful smile. Clarice is cuter. I mean, she's a useless sack of elf, but she's better than this. Nagade is questionably useful, a questionably useful sack of human that won't even bother to pretend to respect me. Fine, two can play at that game. What you doing here so early? Working. So specific. It's almost like she doesn't want me hovering over her shoulder, the weirdo. She won't even say what's got her here at this hour. But I'll bug her until she shows me some respect. You want to lay it on me? I put a hand on her shoulder and played the nice guy. What'd you come in here so early to look into? It's just friendly office interaction. But Nagade overreacts to dodge my touch. Still like that, huh? I remember how she responded to my handshake. She's avoiding me, and I can tell. But if she's gonna play that game, I'm tempted to bully her. Be like that then. See how it goes for you. Nagade is sitting there spacing out. It's tricky to move noiselessly in the tom-bleak silence of the 13th Division. So I start some video running on my computer. I get in trouble for doing it during work hours, but right now work hasn't started yet. The sound of it, low volume, should cover my footsteps. I move slowly, stealthily, minding her field of vision. Suddenly I sneak up behind her back. Boo! I grab her shoulder from too close for her to dodge. That reaction, as if she's been shocked. She pushes my hand away. Please don't touch me. I don't know if I've seen her angry before. She's gonna be pissed now, but her voice is still quiet. What? I barely touched you. That's sexual harassment. I was just wondering if you didn't like human contact. You don't laugh much, so I figured maybe it'd be gas. Be a gas. A gas! You can't have imagined it would make me laugh. Okay, maybe not so much. I can see how it would come across as harassment. Please do not do that again. Touch people without their permission. Give me a break. Come on, I just touched your shoulder. It was sexual harassment. Ouch, my second warning. Fine, you know best. I'm sorry, my bad. I apologize and give Nagade some space. I don't need a rumor like that running around. She looks as if she's still holding a grudge. I won't touch you again, alright? You promise that? If I try again, you just report me anyway. I've been in all kinds of trouble, but never that kind, and I don't want it to start now. Sexual harassment gets you in hotter water than, say, firing off your gun in public. It could get a guy fired, actually, pretty easily. If it bugs you that much, I'm not going to push it. What? You don't believe anything I say? Not so easily. Want me to cut off the left hand I touched you with, right here, right now, on the spot? I borrowed a fruit knife out of Claris's desk. I hold it in my right hand. Up it goes. Should I? I'm not sure my left hand deserves this, but it's a very interesting sort of threat. Holding yourself hostage? Yeah, it's not in the manuals. Fine, I'll believe you. Good. With that topic put to rest, the grave silence returns. It's kind of a stiff one, but that's to be expected. So it surprises me when Nagade walks over my way. Is she planning on giving me more sass? No, that's not it. You're investigating something right now, aren't you? I'm a detective, maybe you've noticed. That's what I do. No, I mean, about a shady underground job. Would you like a lead on the subject? Huh? How does Nagade know about that at all? Nobody's in the loop but me, Stikos, and Fuyumi. I mean, I wouldn't put it that way. I'm cautious, but don't deny it outright. But you are looking for a lead, aren't you? I guess you could say that. No point dancing around with this one, though. Why would you know what case I'm looking into? I wade in, fishing for details. The 13th is surprisingly loose-lipped. Undeniably, those lips flap like flapjacks. Still, though, only about things they know. So the next suspect would be my computer. I deleted my history, but a hacker could still get at it if they wanted to. With the Nagade's forensic background would let her, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me very hard. You been poking around? Supposing I have? She doesn't deny it, and she won't meet my eyes. If she would, I could at least tell if she's lying. The base problem is you, working outside hours. I'm not mad at you. Seems like I screwed up by letting you find out. But now I'm curious, why bring it up directly? You think you're going to be able to threaten me? No. I don't think I know anything dangerous enough. The truth is I'm investigating something secretly right now as well. The recent grisly murder in that alleyway. What do you know? I thought that was out of our hands at this point. The 4th had you working that one, didn't they? Why would you have to keep that on the down low? I don't see how there's any need to hide it. The forensic division treats me as if I'm not there, but I found a kind of lead on it. And? The man who was killed had done a certain job. With a flash, it comes together. The job I'm looking into. Seriously. It seems possible. You're a forensicist. How would you know this? The information came from forensics. I may be with the 13th now, but they must have thought I should at least be aware. The victim's identity has been confirmed. So that's the background. I didn't think you were such a talkative type. Surprised you're being helpful at all, to be honest. I have trouble with people, also I don't like them. But I don't want to do shoddy work. I remember the nondescript quarter she was assigned to. I also remember her working there, quiet but diligent. I'll keep that in mind then. Thanks, Nagade. In the back of my mind, I hold on to some doubts too. She gave some explanations, but it's still strange that she knew about my shady gig I'm sniffing around. I don't know why she opened up when she did. Is she just better than I gave her credit for, or... At any rate, it's interesting intel that I'm glad to have. The case I'm on could be connected to others. And with that, it's time to wrap this episode up here. Coffee. Looks like we got a lead. Well, I mean, it was kind of obvious that guy was probably murdered by... that those were connected, you know? I mean, it's all going to be connected, right? It's all one story. I presume. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.